Ranked choice voting will not bring us more democracy. It favors elites who know how to work the new and complex system. January 11th of this year, the Center for Election Confidence released a report that found that ranked choice voting disproportionately decreases the representation and electoral influence of minority voters. Is that what we want for Minnesota? No. I don't think so. That in the Minneapolis 2013 election, 20% of the voters had their ballots spoiled, thrown out, discarded, not counted. 20%. Folks, RCV is confusing. It's complex. It requires people to keep track of way too many candidates. You can have up to 20 candidates in an election. Who has time for that? And it's clearly causing minorities to be underrepresented. I urge you to vote down this bill and really take a closer look at ranked choice voting. Thank you very much.
Bloomington, our election numbers had been going up, trending up, and when we initiated this in 2021, our numbers went down. People who actually voted in the election, it went down.
This system is cumbersome, cost-inducing, and difficult to audit, all qualities that induce public mistrust.
This is a dramatic change in how people cast their ballots that requires them to approach an election in a whole different manner than they have over their entire lives.
Ranked choice voting brings a fundamental change to our elections. And so why wouldn't you want this to go to the people? What better way to have a voice for the people than to let them vote on whether or not they really want ranked choice voting? To me, this is a no-brainer.
One of the issues that pops up with ranked choice voting is that the final winner oftentimes doesn't have a majority of what the original votes were.
The eventual winner had 4% on the initial vote. Those things are confusing, and what we haven't heard is citizens screaming for this, except for citizens that were brought forth and led by this entity, Fair Vote, and all of the partners.
A simple Google search will show that other implementation of ranked choice voting has been confusing, has been lengthy, and that voters have waited not just days, but weeks to get results.
All across the state we see these things, or all across the country. I think the most recent one out of DC Democrats talked about it was bad. It hadn't worked out the way they intended. It's confusing. It's difficult to administer from the perspective of how do we go out and ensure that it's transparent, clear, trustworthy, to do hand counts in a timely manner that somebody understands where their vote actually went. When you talk about participation, today in our plurality system, either win or lose, you know where your vote went.
I know that there are people who feel passionately about it. In my 10 years in serving the people of Carver County, I have not had one person who's a Carver County resident ask me to do this. Not one. So I'm voting no.